Joining me on this episode of the Neil Wilkins Podcast, I'm delighted to welcome we can call him an AI entrepreneur, an AI expert, AI guru. It is Mr. Oleg Romanov. And Oleg is somebody who knows a thing or two about creating solutions with AI. He helps startups and businesses implement AI solutions to streamline operations, to enhance customer experience, to grow. He is an author, he's a thought leader, and really at the forefront of the developing world that for us in business, in marketing, as entrepreneurs, is this thing we call AI. So welcome to the podcast, Oleg.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here with you, Neil, today. And I would be glad to share my experience and some practical advices that can help for any entrepreneur, any business, to improve their operations or even to increase their profits, at least for 1 to 3%.
And I love this word solutions. I know I've been obviously looking sort of deeply into the work that you're doing and all the various projects that you have going on. You're a very busy guy. I can certainly sort of vouch for that. But the word solution seems to come into play a lot. What is it? Can you describe for us what you think an AI solution is? What actually is an AI solution?
Basically, by solution, I mean anything that helps company or changes the company operations, improves company operations. Basically, anything that makes the company's life easier or more profitable or more customer oriented. All these I can call solutions. Basically, solution is like an improvement for me. So what AI does, basically, as a current moment, AI really improves the landscape of company, helping some companies to cut some costs, other companies to gain more profit, to become more customer oriented, to optimize a lot of internal things, and also to provide better quality by the variety of services for the clients. So all these altogether is solutions. Solution basically is the thing that reaches some business goal. And speaking about AI, it really can help a lot.
This for me then is really interesting and really important, I think, as a conversation, because a lot of people that I speak to are almost fearful and they're kind of nervous and worried about this idea of AI coming in and taking over within the business. But I think what you're saying, Oleg, is that we need to start with strategy. We need to understand where are the challenges within business, what are the things that I would like to improve, and then the AI solution then, from the way you're describing it, is the way that you make those improvements. So it isn't a thing in itself that kind of exists in isolation. It is a way that you actually do better business. Is that the best way of describing it?
The best way to describe AI is like an addition to some startup or to some business or to some idea, because AI itself, it doesn't do a lot. But if we have some existing business or startup that wants to launch to the market, there are a lot of options how AI can streamline process, can help. So basically, I tell everyone that AI is not a solution for it's not some distant solution. AI is just a thing, a tool. AI is a tool that will help startup or existing business to reach their goal quicker, but it's only addition. And as any tool, it can be used effectively and ineffectively. We just know how to do it the most effective way.
And I guess that comes out of a lot of time spent in fintech. I know a lot of the work that you do has kind of come from fintech. What kind of things are you seeing there that if somebody is in another industry or they're miles away from sort of the finance sector or in technology, but they're looking to learn, because I know a lot of the developments are coming out of sectors like fintech. What are the things, what are the trends, what are the opportunities that you're seeing more generally coming out of that sector?
There are several trends that I see very well at the moment. So basically, any company can use. The first one is everything that's connected with either support or sales or all the rest. At the moment, we have a very good AI chatbots that can very well communicate with potential clients, customers. Uh, Basically, these AI bots, they just you write like an instruction for them what to do, and what's also very very important, what not to do, because AI itself is likes to improvise. So it's even more important to tell what not to do than what to do, to put some limits and borders. And after this, AI can help. Well, for example, I will just give you a short example that will be quite clear and understandable. For example, we have some website. And on this website, we have this pop-up on the bottom right, like if you have any question, please just ask me anything. And if person starts to write anything there, AI chatbot connects, for example, with the goal to provide a customer with the most full information to cover all his concerns, pains, all the rest, and to find the best product or the best solution from those that company does or performs. So that at the end, your customer, he receives answers to all his or her questions. It's very important. Uh, and AI bot proposes, like for example, I feel that you have this kind of pain in business or whatever that you need, and we have this type of services that we can help you with to resolve this pain in this way. And if person is likes it, after this this chatbot can just send a link to another conversation to another bot, and when you open it, there's going to be a bot that's very good at sales, that has already a different goal, not to consult but to sell. And it can be very kind sales bot, or he can be either very strict, so he can use formal, informal lexic, he can answer, it doesn't matter on what language the user gonna write, he's gonna answer the same language. And if this conversation is held, for example, in WhatsApp or Telegram or anywhere else, this chatbot, he can recognize audio recordings, he can reply in audio. So basically, it becomes almost as a real conversation. So like this thing that helps a lot of companies, because the AI chatbot, he will never had any personal problems, and he will be able to reply within seconds, no matter. I'm saying to everyone, if you are scaling the moment, consider AI chatbots, because like it doesn't matter for chatbot you have one customer online writing to you or 10,000 customers. All customers will receive a response at once. And another very nice trend, speaking about bots, is all if a lot of companies they have a lot of different data, and this data usually needs to be analyzed to make some decisions, and AI does this data analysis just amazing. If we tell him how to do the correct way, you're gonna get just in seconds a very detailed analysis, and he can even give his ideas, like what he would have done to achieve some specific goal that you have. using these specific resources you have, and etc.
Mm.
Look, I'm telling us about those trends and practical things that can be used by any company.
Mm.
Uh,
Do you see these chatbots working together? One thing that I'm hearing a lot now coming through is just this idea, and services like Make.com and SmithOS, and there are lots of others are kind of curating this idea of you have a number of different, say, chatbots or AI agents, as they're beginning to be called, where they're kind of almost doing a handover. So the one that maybe is at the forefront, the one that you've just described there, decides that because of the boundaries that you've set on the instructions for it, that it can't actually help the customer beyond maybe an initial inquiry. So it hands over to the next chatbot that is there to talk maybe about the product or the service in much more detail. Then once that's happened, it hands over to another chatbot, which is much more about the sales. Can I book an inquiry? So they're doing very specific roles and joining up and handing over that customer in a journey. Do you see that yourself happening yet?
yeah, it happens. It depends a lot on the type of company. If you're speaking about small companies, like one or two agents are absolutely enough for them. But if you're speaking about some large structure, some large companies or enterprises, yeah, for them, they will need a lot of special AI chatbots in order to cover all their needs. Because well, for large enterprises, one to chatbots, they're going to be too universal, and they will not be closing it and reaching the goal that company needs.
Mm. And I think it's quite important, isn't it, to know that there is no one size that will fit every organization or even every sector. It's very personal, this, isn't it, to meeting your business challenges, to how much scale or resource you need to put into this. It feels as though you have to almost look inwards into your own business first and figure out actually what are we trying to achieve before you can kind of understand which of these AI tools, as you call them, are going to be appropriate. Because it would be very easy to say, yes, I'll have one of those. Yes, I'll have one of those. Yes, I'll have one of those, and just keep adding to it. But that doesn't feel very helpful. So is it about looking almost inward first and kind of really, as maybe a management team or as planners, really trying to understand what are we trying to achieve here and not get almost too carried away and too excited over the possibility? It feels like small steps would be more sensible for most businesses.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I speak a lot with entrepreneurs, with businesses, and most of them have one and the same thoughts. Like, Oleg, we would like to implement AI. I'm saying, okay, great, but what do you want to achieve? What's your business goal? I said, oh, we don't know how AI can help us. We just want to implement AI because it's a trend. Everybody does it. We're afraid that our competitors also do this at the moment. So in order to be on the front line, we should also do it. And then the first step is basically to jump into the business and to understand a bit what the business is, for owners and for C-level to get some the to get more information from them, like what are their business goals, and then to think about, okay, we have this company, we have their business goals, so what kind of AI, what AI approach does it make sense to use to achieve these goals? And very certain, but sometimes it can be like at the moment, first you need to make an order in the company, because it's with AI it's very similar to scalability. Like if your company is well organized and you scale it, you scale order, you scale well organized company. But if your company is not well organized and like everything happens, I don't know, in some unknown way, you just scale chaos in this way. So like AI is like scalability. You need to scale only when you understand and know what to do. The first step is always to jump into organization and to understand what they do, what goals they want to achieve, and then to think about AI as a tool that will help to achieve these goals.
Mm. Yeah, I think to me that's just great advice, and I think everybody listening to this, it is worth just stopping, pausing, reflecting, and having those moments before engaging with somebody like Oleg, who's going to obviously be able to help you with the solution, but actually just think about why. It's the why every time, isn't it? Because you could spend a lot of time, energy, and money in rolling out a whole host of, let's call them solutions, but as you say, you'll be scaling the problem if you haven't actually figured out what the process is that you're trying to improve, or what the problem is that you're trying to solve. So I think that's just great advice. That to me is really, really clear, and I think a lot of people, it'll give them encouragement and hope, I think, that they get a little bit of control, because I think it's this feeling of, with AI, you can almost get out of control so quickly because of all the possibilities. There's so much you could do, there's so much you can do with it. And that in itself becomes almost too big. And I think a lot of organizations, and certainly more risk averse people, will say, well, no, we'll leave it now because it's just too much to think about. Whereas it doesn't have to be, does it? If you can identify, even if it is just that little moment of the chatbot coming in to solve a particular customer inquiry, then there's a moment there that you can solve or improve or scale. And I love that example that you gave, that if you want to be engaging with 10,000 people instantaneously in the same moment, then AI is pretty much the only way you can do that, because you're never going to have 10,000 agents sat there as human beings. It just isn't going to happen. So, well, for most organizations anyway. So that's really, really interesting. Kind of beyond that, I know obviously your kind of working life obviously takes many, many different perspectives. You do so many different things. One of the big areas that you've consistently followed and developed many, many projects in is the idea of mobile app development. Is that still a thing? I mean, a lot of people are getting very distracted, I think, by AI. Is mobile app development still something that adds value?
Mobile development, it's very close technology to me, because earlier, a long time ago, basically, my way to business, it's everything started from mobile development. A long time ago, I was a mobile developer, so that's why it's so close to my heart. And it's still popular. Some companies still do mobile apps, but also it's I more consider mobile apps not like a separate business. For me, it's more like one more of additional place for people to get products and services, and for companies to either to sell these product services, or to provide a very, very good user experience. Because basically, what apps do at the moment? They either what value do mobile apps bring at the moment to people? Basically, one of them is just simplify life of people, because having your mobile app in the phone, like basically you can do a lot of different actions, starting from transferring money, searching for apartment, whatever you can do it just in several clicks using a mobile phone. Basically, it simplifies life of people a lot, and what's also more important, saves time. Yeah, I don't speak about games or some social where some people spend all day long, but in general, speaking about businesses. So mobile apps, it's a very nice channel to be always in touch with their customers, And it makes sense for those companies, especially whose lifetime value connection with client is long. When they communicate with their customers quite often, it absolutely makes sense because it's more convenient and more easy way to do. But AI is a great trend now, and uh, so I like a lot connect mobile apps with AI because these are the areas where we have great experience. So we can bring the most value in here. Uh, yeah, so and the usage can be absolutely different. For example, I can tell you about one very nice case. Basically, it was with a mobile app for seafarers, for sailors that we developed that helps them to find a job. So what they do, they just download the app and they upload their resume. They don't fill anything. AI automatically parses all their resume, everything, all data, and in fact, they have all their profile completed at once and ready for for companies that search for employees to hire them. So basically, just two clicks. The first one is to download the app. The second one just to uh, upload your resume. And here you go. You don't have to fill all these forms. You don't have to do anything. AI will do everything for you. And the quality with which AI parses documents, it's much higher than all available technologies that we used before the AI.
I love that example. I mean, whenever I think of a mobile app, I'm thinking of Uber, Deliveroo. You know, those that obviously it's a constant kind of, I guess, purchase or inquiry into something that you're going to be using quite a lot. So taxi and food, etc. But I think that's a really interesting example of, again, coming back to using it as a tool, because it really simplifies. I mean, something that would probably take you to kind of, complete the form, maybe 30 minutes or something like that. But with two clicks, you've already kind of entered the system and you're already part of that process. That's really powerful, isn't it? And it kind of helps us, I guess, as marketers to kind of rethink some of those parts of the process that maybe we have with our customers that doesn't really add value, because some of the areas of our customer journey can be very valuable because it's providing education or information or choice to the customer. But other parts, particularly that form filling, where it is a barrier, and if people feel that it's going to take too long, they're gone. They'll either delete the app, or they'll go to somebody else's website or something like that. So this is a really interesting little exercise, isn't it, to try and figure out where in your customer journey are moments that are a not good experience for the customer. Because one of the things that you mentioned there was the lifetime value of the customer. That's a really interesting one. I find myself talking to my clients and the people that I support a lot about customer lifetime value. And not every customer is of the same value. Some customers are going to be much more valuable to you, much more profitable to you. Might take longer, their lifetime might be longer, but overall they're more profitable. This could be a very nice way of almost identifying, using AI within an app, for example. Who is the customer who's spending more time actually engaged with my services or my information? Who are the ones who are more actively clicking through? Who are the ones who are more engaged in, maybe there's an online community within the app? There's a lot of opportunity here, isn't there, to build the relationship through those sorts of engagements.
Speaking about customer experience, it's also a lot that can be achieved using AI and mobile apps, starting from support, for example, because it's so annoying when you're trying to get in touch with support, for example, over the phone, and you wait for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and probably have some urgent matter and that you need to resolve, and you can't. Then you open their website, you type in your message, and like in one way it's going to be like, oh, thanks, we're going to get in touch with you later. Uh, or in other way, probably they're going to be some connected bot, but it will only answer for questions from frequently asked questions, and that's all. Uh, so yeah, and support also helps a lot because if your customers, if you provide them a very quick support, because nice support is basically how can we value if the support was good or not. It's basically for how quickly does the client get his pain resolved. He has some question, and if it has been resolved quickly, it means the support was good, and it means a good support means that basically you can grow like fans of your brand, because yeah, I'm selling to all large enterprises, telecom companies, etc., who have a lot of people who a lot of users who trying to get to into their support. Like it can be a game changer for you because as soon as you implement this, uh, your competitive value become like this comparing with all other companies. Because if I would resolve my question for 30 seconds, I will tell all my friends that it was only 30 seconds and it has been resolved. And it's going to be the word of mouth, and basically, and the company will start growing exponentially for organic income of users, uh, just because of the word of mouth, because they did it so great. Just support. So it's also important from my point of view, and it's one more area support where AI can help a lot.
And I guess with AI constantly watching and constantly monitoring those kinds of interactions, it can give you, as a marketer or as a business owner, it can give you so much data about things that you wouldn't naturally necessarily see in a CRM system, because you'd have to kind of almost figure out what question do I need to ask. And then you go and look at the data and it's think, well, I can't find any answers here because I'm not really quite sure what my question is. I just know I want to find some improvements. Whereas if an AI is watching behind the scenes, the way that the app, for example, in the support example you gave there, the way it's providing support, it can identify very quickly, I'm guessing, what are the normal inquiries that are coming through? What are the main things that our customers are kind of asking us for? And okay, we've solved the problem in 30 seconds and it would normally be in a 10-minute wait. But also, we now know that we've had this number of customers asking the same question, and the AI then figures out that's a problem. Okay, so I'm now going to feed that back in as an opportunity for new product development or for, an agenda item on the management team meeting this month because it's clearly an issue. It can almost be there as the conscience of the business, can't it? If AI is constantly watching how the app is being used, that's really exciting because it will uncover both problems but also opportunities way more than any human could.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I like a lot how you see possibility and possible ways how to go wider. Uh, yeah, it absolutely makes sense. Beside that, uh, just one thing to mention, it's important for all uh, businesses, entrepreneurs who watch us. Uh, we spoke about this at the beginning, but still, when you start implementing AI, first implement it for some specific small business goal. Don't go wide at once for everything. And to give a bit more proof on how we use AI to get the new features to understand what are the issues with current product at the moment. I will tell you just a short example on mobile apps. It's pretty straightforward. Basically, if we take some quite often customers come to us to mobile apps support and further development. And sometimes, and quite often they ask us, from your point of view, what do you think we should go on with? Like maybe we should add some feature, or we should change anything so that it become more user friendly, more customer oriented. And if this app has been on the market for some time, the easiest way is just to take all reviews from Google Play, from App Store, and just give it to AI and say, please identify problems, solutions, divide them by priority, and provide us a list of possible features and solutions what we can implement to resolve it. And basically, to do this, you need maybe half an hour of time. And at the end, you have the list of features and AI examines all reviews. And if and it sees that, for example, people argue that, for example, the registration process is very difficult or takes a lot of time. Okay, and like we have 200 reviews that mention this issue, this problem. In this case, it becomes our number one priority for the nearest milestone, for the next version to implement this and to simplify things. Basically, it's very easy using AI to analyze all your reviews, because earlier people had to sit manually, had to group all these reviews to different groups, and then to find the problem, identify the possible solution, and it would take weeks if there are a lot of reviews exist some widely used app. And now you can do it within 1 hour. So it's just amazing. And basically, as you absolutely told correct, we can have just the list of improvements, and we can schedule it to the nearest delivery, to the nearest release, to make sure that customers get what they want. And one more thing that not all companies do, but still it makes sense, speaking about mobile apps, for example. If you implemented some feature that people wanted to, please reply to all these responses, to all these comments in stores that we have implemented the feature you were looking for. Please check it out. AI can do it using API requests. AI can do it quickly and easily. And here you go. Basically, again, you building this connection between you and customers in order to make them. There are a lot of great companies, and I want the users of these. Basically, I want customers of these of our clients to love great products, because sometimes companies can have a great product, but because of some support issues or whatever, people don't love it. But if you have a great product, please build the connection with your customers, and you start growing organically. It's very important.
What I love about this, Oleg, is this whole idea that AI can be used not only for growth. I think a lot of people are thinking of it, oh, I can scale, I can go grow, I can go bigger. But actually what we're defining here is you can actually improve your profitability by reducing the problems, by being more efficient, by thinking about this. I keep hearing you saying this word support. I think it's so important. I think a lot of people in business, and particularly marketers, who are often, constantly reminded by their management teams that you're in marketing, therefore you're all about growth, you're all about supporting sales, you're all about developing the business. They're actually forgetting that it's also about reducing costs. It's about minimizing waste. It's about being more effective and efficient in the support that we provide. That's what I love about this conversation. It's a great reminder that profitability also comes from reducing cost as much as it does from actually gaining sales. And I think we're getting very distracted well, there's lots of different industries by this whole AI can help you to grow message. I think it's kind of almost missing this really subtle but vital point that you're saying, which is actually if we can start small, start internally, start listening to the customer, maybe through an app, maybe it's definitely through our support kind of analytics and the insights that we get, and then use AI to become more efficient, we're going to be more profitable. It's not complicated, is it? But why do you think we've missed this? Because I don't hear people talking like this.
Yeah, people don't talk about this a lot, and from my point of view, it's good because it's an opportunity for many companies that will implement this. Just everyone thinks about how to earn more, and the first idea that comes in mind that to earn more, you just probably need to get more new clients. Yeah, it's absolutely right. It's also one of possible ways, but working with your existing customers can provide you a lot of growth without basically spending money for new advertisement, for additional marketing. Just making things in a very nice way for your customers inside. So that they would feel like at home. So that when they try to get in touch with basically get in touch with your company, no matter either by phone or by email or by some support or whatever, it's like with home. When you it's very nice when person comes home happy and she wants to go home because she feels comfortable, she feels warm there. And I'm telling all my partners, all clients, they are all my partners. I said that I'm telling all my partners that we need try to make the atmosphere in our company, in all of your companies, the same as they would feel as at home, warm and comfortable. And this is the path that not many companies take, but those who take it can really skyrocket them.
I love it. I really do. I think this is a really fresh new way of looking at it. I think a lot of people have got almost over excited by ChatGPT and OpenAI and all the others that are available and just thought that's it. That's what AI is. But I think this whole kind of integration between people and the tools, I think, is such a really, really fresh new way of looking at it. I love your thinking, Oleg. I really do. What's your view of the future? Where do you think this is going? I mean, obviously the future with AI is very short term. I mean, we're probably looking within a year because that's a long time in AI at the moment. Where do you think we'll be, say, this time next year? What do you think a business will be typically doing or looking like? How do you think it will be different?
I think that within the nearest year, a lot of businesses will start implementing AI. Some of them will succeed. Some of them would be disappointed because those companies who just implement AI just implement without feeling some specific very narrow business goal. Probably they would be disappointed that they don't get the result because they didn't want what result they need to achieve. But those companies who use AI implement in a very narrow perspective to cover some business goal, they will definitely be happy. And what I like a lot is that AI is being developed so rapidly lately, and is going to be developing this way further the nearest year. And it makes sense. It makes sense to use some existing AI services and tools because every year it makes less and less sense to build your own models. Like it makes sense to build your own models makes sense to build your model for some specific use case, for some specific goal. it absolutely makes sense to build your own language model. But for some general questions, it makes sense just to use some existing services, because as soon as you integrate with these services they've been improved all the time, and you have integrated them once, and as soon as a new version appears, you're using just an updated version. So basically, you implemented it once, and in fact, it improves with every new release of this service. So it makes sense absolutely to use some existing tools. Unfortunately, yeah, I know I'm looking forward some super AI, some later on, but I have doubts there's going to be one super AI. I I'm looking forward maybe having several of them. So it won't be a monopoly of one AI, but maybe a monopoly of 5 different AIs. And it's both exciting and a bit suspicious. Uh, yeah, because I like a lot what Elon Musk does, for example, with these Tesla robots. Because if I think about my life goal, I would say that what I want to do is I want to make robots like Tesla does, for example, like Xiaomi does. Samsung start developing robots that look quite good, and if we populate them with some of AI possibilities, it's going to be amazing. But still, it needs to be somehow controlled and regulated, because it's a very, very difficult thing, let's say so. Very kind.
We will see. We will find out. Time will tell, to say the phrase, and it will. And it's not going to be long. I think this is the beauty of this thing, and why it is. And I think for both of us and for lots of others, it's so exciting, because we've never really had so many opportunities all arriving at the same time. A lot of kind of stuff in business takes many years to evolve and to present itself, whereas this is arriving en masse. Creativity, efficiency savings, opportunities, market growth, customer support, so many new opportunities all arriving at the same time. Absolutely exciting and really fascinating for those of us who are not too scared and want to kind of keep in with this. I want to point people in your direction, Oleg, because I think people will be looking to carry on this conversation and maybe explore some of the solutions that we've talked about. How can they best contact and connect with you?
I will send my details. I can send it here on chat, or I can just send it to you, and you can add it to podcast. How do you think would be the best way?
Great stuff. Yeah, well, if you just pop them into the chat now, that would be perfect. And yes, I'll make sure those are added into the description below. Everybody, you can find the contact details for Oleg, and make contact, have those conversations. And Oleg is actually a frequent speaker at many industry events. So if you have any exposure or connections with any upcoming events that focus particularly on AI, fintech, or innovation, I know Oleg will be very, very keen to hear from you. Oleg, this has been a great conversation. I am now thinking about customer support. I cannot get away from that word support. I think it's a really missing kind of element here. And I think we've got ourselves the title for this episode. Everybody, Oleg and I were having a conversation before we pressed the record button, trying to kind of figure out, where's this conversation going to go? And I think it did. I was confident we'd go to a very specific place that was going to be the title, and I think we found it. It's definitely AI solutions for customer support with Oleg Romanov. So I think we found it. So Oleg, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you too. It was a pleasure speaking to you. It was a very productive and very effective call. I even have several ideas in my mind that I want to explore and maybe implement. Thanks to you, Neil. Thanks to your ideas and thoughts.
That's been great. Thank you.